It's Saturday morning in mid-November, starting at the village of Pyecombe today, continuing from last time, and the village itself is on the South Downs way, so picking up the trail from here, headed about 10 miles to Woodingdean, going alongside the A273 and entering Pyecombe Golf Club. The promise of some sunshine later on, maybe. Looking back to the west and across to the north, and one of the windmills, Jack or Jill, not sure which. The second of the Clayton windmills, known as Jack and Jill. There's the other one just at the top of the hill there. 4 miles from Devil's Dyke from the last walk, and headed to Ditchling Beacon, which is 2 miles away. Back onto the ridge of the Downs now, and today's walk basically runs the length of Hove and Brighton to the north of both of those. Traditionally the only source of water up on the Downs were these dew ponds for watering the sheep. They have a lining of clay, compacted clay, holding the rainwater. Looking north to the Low Weald, Hassocks and Ditchling. Another windmill down there. And the road over the Downs at Ditchling. Another dew pond, and behind it a new stadium. I don't know, Brighton Football Club maybe? Looking back to Ditchling Beacon, see the steep slopes of the escarpment. In the far distance, you can now see the white cliffs over towards Eastbourne. Two and a half miles from Ditchling now. And here's where the South Downs Way turns sharply south, 3 miles to the A27. I'm just going to go and have some lunch over at Black Cap. The view north from Black Cap Hill. And Ashcombe Bottom. Beyond those hills is Lewis. Balmer Down and Bunkers Hill Plantation. Another dew pond, this time a concrete one. The last colours on the trees before winter. I think this is the quietest it's been all day. Hardly any road noise. Out the other side of the woods, up on a long hill, looking towards the Kingston Downs, and now you can hear the road again. At the A27, 5 miles back to Ditchling Beacon, 6.5 miles to southeast. Under the railway. And looking back to the north, there's the stadium we saw earlier from the opposite side, over to Ditchling Beacon, Black Cap, and further round is Lewis. And this is where I leave the South Downs Way this time. The path continues along the top of the hill to the Ouse Valley. I'm headed towards Woodingdean. The mast at the top of Newmarket Hill, looking down to Woodingdean and down to Brighton. And finishing today in the suburb of Brighton called Woodingdean and the Downs Hotel.